The Rick and Bubba Show. Herman Caine is joining us in big demand right now. And, of course, Herman Caine looking to be the Republican nominee to be in the presidential election coming up 2012, vying to be the next leader of the free world. And Herman Caine, welcome to the Rick and Bubba Show. How are you?
Hey, guys, I'm happy to be with you. Thank you.
Well, Herman, last time we saw you, it was only rumor that you were going to seek the office of the presidency. We had a good time hanging out with you on your radio show on WSB. And, hey, here you are now right in the thick of it and doing well, I might add. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's good to be with you. You know, it's amazing how things, come about. When you guys were with me in Atlanta, we had a great time, first of all, and I enjoyed it. But, I saw this country going down the tubes at such a fast rate that I figured that I needed to do something dramatic. And I think running for president is pretty darn dramatic.
It is. Trust me, I've tried it. Herman, let's talk a bit because, I know we don't have much time, and I know we'll have multiple visits as we go through the election process, or we sure hope so. When you say America is in trouble, we've met you. You're a very optimistic person. You've been part of what makes this country great and being an entrepreneur and but
not only that, you served a lot of pizza, and we love that.
How can you not love a guy who served pizza? But let's talk a minute. We don't want to be gloom and doom, but we also don't want to be naive. This country is headed in the wrong direction at an alarming rate, and the question is this: can the American people stomach turning back to what made this country great, or have we become so spoiled and dependent on the federal government? Do we have enough fellow Americans who are willing to turn back away from this socialistic big government approach that we have going right now?
I believe that we can, and here's why. First of all, you are right. At least 50% of the American electorate, they don't have a clue as to what's going on. They are just fat, dumb, and happy. But what I have been seeing traveling around the country is that there are a lot of people who didn't vote the last time around because they weren't thrilled about the conservative candidate. Secondly, a lot of people are coming out to events that I'm speaking at, such as the one that I spoke at in Iowa yesterday when we opened up our headquarters, Herman Caine for President headquarters up in Iowa, who have never been involved before. I'm talking about 30, 35, 28-year-old people who said that they've never been to events like that, but they are starting to get it. And so thirdly, the enthusiasm for my common sense solutions as well as my problem-solving experience is what's propelling me up in the polls and is propelling me in the minds of a lot of people who've decided that they don't want this nation to continue down this track of big government, taking over our lives. They want to put it back in the direction of free markets, constitutional liberties, and fiscal responsibility. So I'm optimistic, as you indicated, that we can take it back. But we've got to have the right person at the top of the ticket, and I wanted to give the American people another option.
Herman, let me ask you this. If you did become President Caine, what do you do to get the economy going right out of the gate? Because I think one of the problems with this administration is, and it starts at the top, they've never really worked in the private sector. I saw one study that said 8% of the appointees in the current administration have even worked in the private sector. So how in the world can they understand economics outside of a textbook example? What would you do to get the economy going?
You indicated therein lies the problem. They don't have a clue. Here's what we need to do. And the solution is not difficult at all. It is simple. Getting it passed is going to be more difficult. Number one, we have a max tax rate of 25% for corporations, businesses, and individuals. Second, take the tax on repatriated profits to zero. We've got nearly $3 trillion that have been generated by multinational corporations that won't come home because they're going to be double taxed. Take it to zero. It won't cost us anything. It will actually benefit this economy. Thirdly, take the capital gains tax rate to zero. Zero. Don't cut it. Don't trim it. Don't compromise it. Take it to zero. This is going to unleash some capital and some equity for small and new businesses that are currently sitting on the sideline. And here's number four. Make the rates permanent. uncertainty is killing this economy.
Oh, you're so
In
right.
fact, guys, this is going to be the first bill, the first piece of legislation as president that I'm going to ask Congress to send me. Now, here's how I'm going to get it done. I'm going to make sure that the American people understand it, because one of my guiding principles, if the American people understand it, they will support it and they will demand it. That's what we need to do to put some fuel in the engine that drives the economy, and that is the business sector. Unfortunately, this administration, they've just loaded up the caboose with health care reform, cap and trade and tax and kill, $1 trillion in spending, shovel-ready jobs that weren't ready. This is all that they have done to just slow this economy down. We need to put some fuel in the engine. That would be the first thing that I would do to boost this economy.
Herman, I believe like you, I believe there's a lot of money out there, and it is a world market now, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yes.
But people are not going to come to America, invest their money unsure. And like you said, you can have this great high tax rate, but if they don't tax anybody at that rate, they get zero. So if you lower it and you actually bring people in, you do get money off of it. And by lowering the rates, you actually will collect more money for the U.S. Treasury.
Thank you.
We've seen it twice, once with a Democrat and three times, twice with Republicans. But why can't people get through that? Because when they hear what you're saying, it's going to be interpreted, oh, you're helping the rich.
And that's where I am going to use the power of the bullet pulpit to tell people that they have been duped. They have been deceived. Because all of this rhetoric about we're just helping the rich is just that. It's playing the class warfare card.
Right.
And then if the class warfare card doesn't work, as we have seen in the last 2.5 years with this president, they play the race card. I'm taking the class warfare card off the table. It's a joke. I'm also going to take the race card off the table. That's another joke. Tell the American people the truth. Explain to them what we need to do and how it's going to work. And I believe that we can turn things around.
You know, we really want you to get the nominee for so many reasons, the nomination. But one of them is to watch the liberals try to convince us that you are not African American.
I am a true-blooded American black conservative. I don't even let them label me, you know?
Right. Well, it's just because, you know, we've seen already that when there's heroes for the black community, they like to handpick them.
Yeah, they want them hand-picked, and they want to tell you what to say. The reason that I'm rising in the polls because it's not about color.
That's right.
And the other thing, guys, as you know from having spent some time with me, I am not politically correct. Now, I'm not as politically incorrect as you all are, but I'm pretty close to it.
Yeah, you are.
I learned my political incorrectness from you guys, and I'm proud of it.
And Herman, when you get the nomination, and I hope you become president,
thank you, sir.
We want you to know that we are available, both of us, to serve as Secretary of Defense.
I was sort of thinking about making you guys. You know, what's that job? The guy that goes out and talks to the media all the time.
Oh, yeah.
The spokesperson.
The press secretary.
Yeah, press secretary.
Oh, we'd be perfect. Because we go,
Herman, you'd love my defense strategy. We don't have any 10-year wars with me.
Herman Caine.
10 minutes, maybe.
We'll come back, tell everybody how they can follow you and hear you speak in Birmingham, Alabama, coming up this weekend. We know you got to go. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, God. I've enjoyed it.
Rick and Bubba.